Light and sound waves. Light and sound waves. Sound. Bang, beep, buzz, hum, pop, rattle, woof. Sounds are all around you. Some, such as a car horn and fire alarms, help keep you safe. Some, such as your teacher's voice and your friend's whisper, give you information. Sound is an important part of your life. But what is sound, and how is it made? Sound is a form of energy. It begins when something vibrates. This means that it moves back and forth quickly. For example, if you hit a gong, the gong vibrates. You can see it moving back and forth. The vibrating gong passes energy to the air around it. Then the air vibrates too. These vibrations move through the air as sound waves. The sound waves carry energy. We hear the sound of the gong when the sound reaches our ears. When a gong vibrates, it creates sound waves. Kinds of sound waves. Air is made up of tiny particles that you cannot see. Sound waves make these particles move. The particles bunch up and spread apart in a pattern. A compression is the part of the sound wave where particles are close together. Waves can be put into a group based on how they move through matter. Sound waves make particles in the air move. Transverse waves. Have you ever seen ocean waves as they move toward the shore? If so, you have seen examples of transverse waves. In the ocean, the water moves up and down, and yet the waves travel in a forward direction to the shore. The energy in transverse waves moves the same way. The particles in the material the wave passes through move at a right angle to the direction that the wave travels. Ocean waves can be transverse waves. Notice how the arrows at the right angle each other. Direction the wave travels, particles in the material. Longitudinal waves. Longitudinal waves are caused by a back and forth movement. Sound waves are longitudinal waves. Air particles press together and stretch out as the sound wave moves. The particles in a material move parallel to the direction of the wave. This means they move along with the wave. Suppose you and a friend are holding two ends of a spring. You push your end toward your friend. This sends energy and vibrations through the spring. Some of the coils crowd close together. As the vibrations pass through the coils, they move apart. Compression. Part of the spring is pressed together and part of it is stretched out. Frequency and wavelength. Frequency is the number of waves that pass a point in a certain amount of time. An object will have a high frequency if it vibrates quickly. A wavelength is the distance between two high points or two low points along the sound wave. How many wavelengths are shown here? Count the spaces between the high points or the low points. So if we count the wavelength on the high, we can see that the yellow rope has 1, 2 wavelengths, and the red has 1, 2, 3, 4 wavelengths. How does sound travel? Sound travels through different states of matter at different speeds. The particles of a solid are closest together, and when sound waves in a solid material vibrate, the vibration quickly moves to nearby particles. Sound waves pass quickly through a solid object. The particles in a liquid are a little farther apart, and for this reason, vibrations take a little longer to pass from one particle to another. Sound waves take a little longer to travel in a liquid. Particles that are farthest apart are in a gas, and when a sound wave makes a gas particle vibrate, the particles must travel a long distance before it bumps into another particle. When it does, the particle begins to vibrate. And for this reason, sound waves travel slowest in gas. Remember, air is another word for gas. Outer space is a vacuum. That means that it contains no matter. And since there are no particles of matter to vibrate, there is no sound in a vacuum. Look to the right for me, please. Let's examine the diagram so you can see that particles of matter in a solid are tightly together. Then in liquid, they're a little further apart. And in gas or air, they are really spread apart. Echoes. If you bounce a ball against a smooth wall, it will bounce right back toward you. Well, sound waves do the same thing. When sound waves hit hard, smooth surfaces, they bounce back. These bounce back sound waves are echoes. In the fog, boat captains can use echoes to tell how far they are from dangerous rocks or cliffs. How sound is made. Loudness. Some sounds are louder than others. For example, you know that a whisper can be difficult to hear. A scream is much louder than a whisper. But what is loudness? It is a measure of how strong a sound seems to us. It has to do with the amount of energy in a sound wave. Suppose you are listening to the radio in your room, and while you are in the room, the music seems loud. Then you go into the kitchen to get a snack. From there, you can still hear the radio, but it does not seem loud anymore. Did the loudness of the sound coming from the radio actually change? No, the radio just seems to be softer because you are farther from it. Sound waves do not lose energy as they travel through the air. The energy just spreads out over a larger area. This makes sound seem louder or softer. Let's look at the diagram here in the blue. We have soft and loud. The softest sound would be a ticking watch, then talking, car engine, and the loud sound would be thunder. Sound waves produced by thunder have more energy than sound waves produced by a ticking watch. Pitch. Pitch is what makes a sound seem high or low. Have you ever heard the sound of chalk scratching and squeaking on a chalkboard? That is a very high sound. Have you ever heard the sound that a cello makes? That is a very low sound. Objects that vibrate quickly have a high frequency. A sound with a higher frequency has a higher pitch. Objects that vibrate slowly have a low frequency and a low pitch. Keep in mind that high-pitched sounds and low-pitched sounds can be either loud or soft. Here is an example of a low-pitched sound wave and then a high-pitched sound waves. A cello produces a low-pitched sound. String instruments. Musicians may pick, rub, or hit the strings on string instruments. This makes the strings vibrate. The frequency and pitch of a note depend on the length and thickness of the strings and how tightly they are stretched. Long, thick, or loose strings produce lower pitches than short, thin, or tight strings do. Percussion instruments. Drums, cymbals, maracas, and chimes are percussion instruments. They make sounds when they are hit or shaken. When you hit the drums with drumsticks, they vibrate and make a sound. Wind instruments. Musicians blow air into a hole in the instrument such as flutes, trumpets, and tubas. The hole connects to a tube. Particles of the air in the tube vibrate. The pitch that such an instrument can make depends on the length of the air tube. Air vibrates slower in a longer tube, causing a lower pitch. Pianos. When you press a piano key, a padded hammer hits a group of strings. This makes the strings vibrate and make a sound. Pressing a piano key harder makes the sound louder, but it does not change the frequency of the pitch of the sound. How our ears work. The outer ear catches sound waves and sends them into the middle ear. The sound waves travel through the ear canal until they hit the eardrum. This makes the eardrum vibrate. 3 tiny bones in the middle of the ear vibrates when the eardrum vibrates. The vibrations move into an area of the inner ear called the cochlea. This area is filled with liquid. Tiny hairs in the cochlea move when the liquid vibrates. The vibration of these tiny hairs sends signals to the brain. The brain understands these signals as different sounds. In this illustration, we see bones, of middle ear, the cochlea, the eardrum, and the ear canal. You may now go ahead and click on my Google slideshow found in Google Classroom. Take the quiz on AR. Please use the number found right here and not the title.